sudden, because of gender, that's abandoned.
That's right.
We've completely changed the way we think that children, they just know. I've had mind-numbing conversations with people who believe that, and it all falls apart if you just keep asking questions.
That's right.
Just ask them to define what about the development.
I update all my apps. That was such a good gym sesh. So good. Damn, still 22? $200 experience gained.
BotRix has correctly joined the channel.
Can I get up there from here? Okay. Multi-shot missed.
Charging. I can't cast that yet.
Thanks, buddy. I don't really need your help, but thanks. Oh, I guess we're just both doing the same thing.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
There's one. Bruiseweed, how much is that going for? Dog shit. I need that. Please. No. Rip. I feel so good. I feel like I'm gonna get back into doing that to sleep during the day. Work at night, then go to the gym. I like that more. Iron deposit, can't do that yet. Rip. Wish. Lots of horde here. We get this one.
I'm out of range. It's still recharging.
There's one.
That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging.
I just need one of those. Right? Fucking A. It's so crazy how everyone is here. Big damn.
I can't loot that.
Oh, I need that sap beast. No. Fuck. We got two right here. I can sting it. Okay. Big damn. noticed this tree like that before. Stay away. I don't want to fight you. Oh my. Nice.
I need a target.
Oh, come on. Oh, hello.
I can't cast that yet.
Perfect. Perfect. Yes. Ooh. Actually, do I want to make a druid at some point? Maybe I wait till TV. Man, I don't know. What are these considered? They're not considered elementals, are they? Not specified. Yeah, you're just like fucking blobs of goop. So I can't track you. That sucks. The hell? This thing's in the ground. Evade. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Go to this one.
Charging.
No, 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 no. Come here. I don't need any more of these, right? No, I don't. I do need more of these, though.
Ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Oh my. That's big damn.
That spell isn't ready yet.
the fuck was that? It was like a fucking screen tear or some shit.
I don't have a target. I can't cast that yet.
Alright, so we're good on the whiskers.
I can't carry anymore.
Hmm.
That's still recharging.
Oh my.
I can't cast that yet. I can't attack that target. That spell isn't ready yet. Inventory is full. I need to get this.
Let's go. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. This. Let's get rid of all this shit. That's fine.
Still recharging.
Ooh, agility. We'll take that. We sure fucking will. What the? This bitch just fucking dispel me? No way that just happened, right?
It's too far away. Not enough mana.
The Alliance scum to kill.
That skill isn't ready yet.
I need him. Come here. I need the other guy too. See right there.
And still recharging.
Oh, we need the gay seeds. He health potted. What a fucking loser.
I'm out of range. Can't cast that.
No honor. No honor. Never noticed those eggs up here before.
Target.
Hmm. Look like brown pine cones. Be careful to avoid the elite wind strider that flies around this area. I didn't know there was an elite. Whoa, hold up. Got double 10 vins. Just
I can't loot that right now.
how's there a prospect? I don't get that. There's no jewel crafting in vanilla, and there's a prospect price. Can someone answer me that riddle? Like, am I missing something? Hmm. I'll avenge you, man. Unless it's level 60, then I won't avenge you. I'll just die with you. Because that's Alliance for you. They're just bad at the game. Ooh. Is that 2 of them, though? Oh, it's 2 of them. Can't fuck with 2 of them. I could destroy that warlock, but that rogue's gonna fart on me. Now, if I had Feign Trap... We be gooch. Bro, another 10 vin? Let's go. Layer 3. Man's getting the pine cone. Let me get this pine cone. Oh, there's one in here too. Hello. Any more? Oh my god, I can't wait for TBC. I'm so happy they're doing that. I hope they keep doing that. I'll end up playing this fucking version of WoW forever. TBC Wrath. Do we do it?
I need to get closer. Killing spree.
Yes. I need to not be that guy. I'm totally gonna be that guy phase 2. No question. Like, I will be that guy. Oh, hello. Is it gonna have me go to the Charred Vale next? Yeah. Bro, where are these fucking acorns? There's usually a bunch right here. Hello, acorns. I need you. I need 5 more of you to be precise. That druid's gonna come back and he's gonna be pissed. Where's this elite? I don't want to see it. Where's the acorns? I don't see shit. Layer 2? Oh, hello, acorn. Dia seed. I need to start going right on top of the cogwheels. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Just hiding in the grass. It spawned as soon as I walked over. Oh my god, last two. One here, one here. Let's go. Charred Veil time. How's our bullets looking? I already know it's gonna make me go to the Charred Veil. Arcane Shot, Hawk, Frost Trap, man. There will be alliance. Might as well go ahead and fucking fight this thing. I don't think I can hit it with Serp. No. There's one. Copper. What are you doing out here, Copper? Fuck the Copper. Through silver deposit? I can't. Need to see what level that is. 230? The fuck? So random. I think this rogue's gonna gank me. There's his warlock buddy. There's Druid. I forget if I killed him or not. Let's see if they ignore me. Probably not. Probably gonna die. That's a lot of alliance.
Stealth.
It's too far away.
Really, bro?
That spell isn't ready yet.
You fucking loser. Okay, all of you are going on the kill list. Had a feeling. They just couldn't resist themselves. Couldn't do it. I wonder if I should go ahead and take Res Sickness. I think I'm going to because... Yeah, 10 minutes? Okay. Over to who? I'm gonna go ahead and just turn in all the quests. Because why the fuck not? Well, I'm going for my break. If you're still up, I'll text you when I wake up from my power nap. Yes. Okay. Yes. Oh, this shit's not selling. Interesting. Oh, this shit's not selling. Alright, let's see what that sounds like.
Hello. What brings you here?
Blood and thunder. Down.
How may I aid you?
As you have seen, adventurer, though the land is in pain, the cycle of life is a powerful thing. Now we must do our part, help it along. You must plant these seeds at the center of the destruction, to the west, in the charred vale. Beware, for harpies and angry fire elementals still plague the scarred land. Adventurer, take these enchanted Gia seeds and plant them in fertile mounds of soil. The cycle of life must go on.
Wait a minute. Plant tea. I might as well... Wait, what? I should do that. Hold on. Let's go turn in these quests. I probably should have went... that's fine. Probably should have went to Thunder Bluff. Frost Mage arms wear discipline druid?
Right now, Paleo Valley is offering an amazing sale on these beef sticks. You can get 30 beef sticks for $30. That equals $1 per beef stick.
How's it going, lads? It's the Bald Boomer Biosparks with another Burning Crusade classic video. And today, I'm going to talk about one of my favourite areas of the Burning Crusade, which is the arena. So whilst in PvE content, your choice of race doesn't really matter all that much unless you're going to find yourself in a min-maxing guild. When it comes to the arena, however, there are some races which clearly perform better than others, and there are also some racial abilities that are very useful in specific situations. So if you want to go hard into the PvP, push for gladiator titles and arena gear, then you may want to consider a different race, or in some cases, a different faction depending on what sort of advantages you'd like. I want to preface this video with a statement that I know some people are very attached to their factions, race choice and their classes, and if I say there are better options to choose from, I just want to remind you that this is for people that want to make an informed choice on what combination of race and class will have the most advantages within the arena setting. So without further ado, let's break down the tier list of races for each class, and if they synergize well or badly with their racial abilities, and I'll also include professions that you may want to consider as well. Let's start off with the warrior, clearly the most popular class in classic WoW, and quite commonly seen throughout 2v2, 3v3 and 5v5 brackets in the Burning Crusade. First things first, when it comes to warriors, there's one thing you must have at the top of the list of your priorities, and that is be a hammersmith and get Storm Herald. This is a non-negotiable because of just how amazing this weapon is, especially in the early seasons of the arena. With its own built-in stun proc stacking with your mace specialization talents, this weapon can simply flat out win games for you. If you're a warrior that wants the biggest advantage to push for gladiator titles in the arena, you'll want to be in a position where you're in a raiding guild that can clear tier 5 content, and you need to network and negotiate within that guild and let them understand that the materials to make Storm Herald are going to be very important for you, because there will be people that want those materials as well for their own progression. And if there's another warrior in there who is a swordsmith vying for Lionheart Executioner, then that player will bring more value to raids than you do. So I really do suggest for you aspiring PvP warriors out there that you find a way to get to the front of the queue when it comes to these crafting materials for Storm Herald. Or you can just be the guild master and secure it yourself. Whatever works, I guess. Starting off, we have orcs in the S tier category. They have hardiness, which increases their stun resistance by 15%. Which has been nerfed since vanilla, but they still have access to talents which can increase this resistance further. Stun resistance is so valuable because it keeps you in control of your character, especially if a rogue tries to use kidney shot and it gets resisted, that ends up being 5 combo points wasted, which can be a really big deal. If you do get stunned though, then your second wind talent can kick in, which gives you rage and health regeneration. So it gives you a situation where you get rewarded with either the stun resist or second wind activating. Blood Fury can be stacked with things like Death Wish to increase your attack power, so if you're trying to secure a kill, this can be very beneficial to win games. Just remember about the Mortal Strike effect that you have to take as a trade-off. Since you'll be using maces, your axe skill ratio won't really have an effect, and extra expertise in PvP isn't a huge game changer anyway. Now for the A tier. Gnomes in Classic WoW are clearly taken as a PvP choice on Alliance side because of Escape Artist. This is also useful in the arena because you'll be in situations where you'll be immobilized or slowed quite often, since warriors need to be in melee range to do what they do best. A good example of this are druids using Cyclone until diminishing returns kicks in, followed by a chain of entangling roots. Escape Artist does have a chance to be resisted though. This is because some other classes have talents to resist dispelling effects. It's on a 1 minute 45 second cooldown, instant cast, which can be really useful if you end up in a situation in the arena where you really need to be somewhere, such as behind line of sight or to secure a kill. Unfortunately, the other known racials of engineering skill, increased intellect, and arcane resistance don't really synergize with the Gnome Warrior's toolkit, since you won't be really seeing arcane mages in high rated games. Human warriors have an interesting built-in counter-stealth racial with perception. You can be very aggressive and engage quickly in arena matches by using perception, mounting up just before the gates open, and rushing over to their entrance. Make sure you're in Berserker stance so you don't get sapped by a potential rogue, and this will allow you to engage on any targets you manage to detect. If you have a Warlock with a Fell Hunter giving you the Paranoia buff, your stealth detection will be insane. You could also combine this with the Engineering Goggles for even more stealth detection if you wish to do so, but just remember to prioritize Storm Herald. Your mace specialization ratio will also be a small boost for you.
No one believed it at first, but now every man wants one.
So my wife got me this weird new kitchen knife as a Christmas gift. God, I love her. At first.
In the B tier, we have the Tauren Warrior. With 5% increased hit points, you are slightly more tankier than other warriors, and when combined with your armor and resilience gear, it makes you just that little bit harder to burst down. Wall Stomp can be used to stun up to 5 targets near you that can be combined with your teammates' other crowd control effects to help you secure kills. Their nature resistance might help against druids, but it won't swing matchups into your favour, and their herbalism skill won't affect arena matches at all. Dwarf warriors have access to Stone Form, which gives immunity to physical bleeds, poisons, and diseases, which can be useful against rogues and warriors, as well as giving you a plus 10% value to your armor. So if you're getting focused down, next up we have rogues. In S tier, the human rogue has the largest advantage against other rogues and druids due to perception. Things can get a little bit dicey if you know the other team has a human rogue as well, in which case if you're both using perception, you may want to preemptively vanish, making you far harder to detect, and that can enable you to get the opener. That probably is the most common class that you'll see in the arena, which is the Warlock. In S tier, we have the Undead. Since fear is a form of crowd control that is easy to apply from range, it's very useful to stay in control of your character, since you will come up against a lot of other Warlock teams as well. Having Will of the Forsaken that works alongside your PvP trinket is a very useful thing to have. You can also use Cannibalize, but as a Warlock you'll most likely be focused a lot of the time, so you may not have an opportunity to use this. Next up probably is the most common class that you'll see in the arena, which is the Warlock. In S tier, we have the Undead. Since fear is a form of crowd control that is easy to apply from range, it's very useful to stay in control of your character, since you will come up against a lot of other Warlock teams as well. Having Will of the Forsaken that works alongside your PvP trinket is a very useful thing to have. You can also use Cannibalize, but as a Warlock you'll most likely be focused a lot of the time, so you may not have an opportunity to use this. In A tier, we have Human Warlocks. Since stealth teams are very common in the arena, you can stack Perception with your Fell Hunter Paranoia buff, which will give you an insane amount of stealth detection. This can help you initiate a fight on your terms. Gnome Warlocks have Escape Artist, which is useful since Warlocks don't have any built-in abilities apart from the PvP trinket to remove movement impairing effects. Escape Artist can be combined with Death Coil to quickly reposition yourself into a better spot. They also have 5% increase to Intellect, which is always useful for casters. Orc Warlocks will have 15% stun resist, which is very useful since you'll be facing a lot of warriors and rogues looking to lock you down. So this passive is nice to have when you are the main target. The Warlock pets will have 5% increased damage, which can add up over time, but it's nothing major. Blood Fury can also increase your spell damage, but it's quite risky since Warlocks are a prime target to be focused down, and it gives you a Mortal Strike effect. It can be a useful racial to close out games, but just be aware of the situation you are in before using it. In B tier, we have Blood Elf Warlocks. Their Area of Effect Silence can be very useful to combine with your Fell Hunter Silence, as well as your teammates, but since it requires you to be close to your target, positioning can be an issue. Overall, I would recommend choosing Undead if you're Horde, and it's a toss-up for if you prefer mobility or stealth detection when choosing Gnome or Human for Alliance. Next up we have Mages, which really excel in team compositions like Rogue Mage Priest, combining stuns, slows, immobilize, polymorph, fizz, and so on. In S tier we have Undead Mages, but other than that they have no racial abilities that complement the offensive potential that a mage can provide. Moving on to Hunters, which aren't hugely represented in the arena, but they can be very powerful in certain teams, such as 3 vs 3 with a Restoration Druid and Discipline Priest, which excel at draining mana through Viper Sting and Mana Burn, alongside effective crowd control and having defensive potential to outlast teams. In S tier we have Dwarf Hunters. They have gun specialization to give a small bonus, but their main strength comes from Stone Form. Having the ability to wipe off all rogue poisons instantly, especially 5 stacks of wound poison, help with surviving damage immensely. Also, being able to clear off Viper Sting from other hunters is also an excellent advantage, because without mana, hunters will be forced into just auto-attacking and using Aspect of the Viper to regenerate mana. The plus 10% bonus from armor also helps mitigate some damage from melee classes and gives your healers some more breathing room. For A tier, Orc Hunters have their stun resist passive to help them when they're being focused by melee classes trying to lock them down, and 5% extra damage from their pet can add up over time. They can also use Blood Fury combined with Rapid Fire to provide their team with kill pressure. However, they don't have any sort of defensive racials against spellcasters. In B tier, Blood Elf Hunters can drain mana with their racial, which synergizes well with Viper Sting, which creates added pressure to casters. Their Area of Effect Silence can also synergize with Silencing Shot if you're a marksman spec to help you secure a kill, but you need to be close to your target, which can be problematic in some situations. In C tier, we have Troll Hunters, who can use bow specialization to give them a small boost, as well as Berserking to help them burst down targets combined with Rapid Fire when trying to secure a kill.
With QuickBooks
So, adventurer,
Solopreneur,
you
keep
have
your
come.
finances organized
Now, are you
year-round.
prepared to
Move
journey
from
through
books to
distant
taxes
lands?
seamlessly
If so,
with
young
visibility
adventurer,
into
then listen
potential
on.
deductions, so your
At
one-person
times, we hunt
business
for
is
food.
always ready
At
for
times
tax
we
time.
hunt for
Sign
honor.
up for QuickBooks
And at times we
Solopreneur.
hunt to earn the Earth Mother's teachings.
If you're living with
But the
HIV,
hunt I now
imagine
set
being
upon
good to
you is none
go
of these
without
things.
daily HIV
It is
pills.
to slay a creature outside the
Good
Earth
to go
Mother's
binge
blessing.
watch.
The hyena
Good to
steel
go
snake
out, even
roams
later.
the thousand
With
leagues
Cabenuva,
south of
there's
the
no
bells.
pausing for daily
He is a
HIV
tyrant,
pills.
attracting
For adults who
other
are
hyenas
undetectable,
to him and
Cabenuva is the
spreading
only
fear
complete,
and
long-acting
bloodshed
HIV
among
treatment you can get
beasts.
every other month.
Find Steel
It's 2
Snap,
injections from a
adventurer.
healthcare provider,
Find him
as
and
few as
defeat
6 times a year. Don't take Cabenuva if allergic to its ingredients or taking certain medicines that may interact. Serious side effects include allergic reactions or rash, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If these occur, get medical help right away. Tell your doctor about your medicines or supplements, medical conditions, liver or kidney problems, mental health, pregnancy, and breastfeeding. The most common side effect is injection site reaction.
and still charging.
With Cabenuva, you're good to go without daily HIV pills. Talk to your doctor about switching.
Tauren hunters have Wall Stomp to stun targets in melee range, which doesn't always synergize well since the hunter wants to keep a distance from their targets. However, it can be useful to peel off melee classes sticking to them or their teammates. Their 5% stamina bonus also makes them just a little bit harder to kill. In D tier, Night Elf hunters don't have any racials which benefit them directly. Shadow Meld could be used at the start of a match to prevent teams from targeting you before you're ready to engage, but its uses are limited. The 1% extra dodge chance helps slightly against melee classes, but again it's nothing game changing. Draenei hunters also suffer from a similar problem that their racials aren't really game changing either. Their heal over time helps with survivability, but they aren't given any sort of offensive or defensive bonuses that help them win games. For the priest class, this list is a bit tricky and maybe surprising, but hear me out. In S tier for Shadow Spec, trolls excel in their role to apply pressure. Berserking can help them pump out lots of damage when they're able to try and burst someone down. Their Priest Racial or Shadow Guard can proc blackout stuns, and they also have Hex of Weakness, which reduces a target's physical damage and reduces healing by 20%, which can be very useful if your team doesn't have a Mortal Strike effect. Priests also have Fear Wards, so they are not as vulnerable to fear as other classes who are not undead. For Discipline Spec, in S tier we have Dwarf Priests. Stoneform again is a huge asset for priests, as they can wipe off stacks of wound poison, and probably even more important, Viper Sting from hunters, since priests have no spells in their toolkit to remove poisons. Desperate Prayer is a good instant self-heal which is a valuable defensive cooldown, and they also have Chastise, which immobilizes a target for 2 seconds with a 20-yard range. Dwarves have racial abilities that help priests in a range of situations and synergize very well with the priest class. Undead are also in S tier since Will of the Forsaken is such a huge asset in the arena due to the amount of warlocks that you'll face. Combined with Fear Ward and their PvP trinket, they have 3 fear immunities on relatively short cooldowns, giving them far more control and impact of the arena matches. Their priest racials are decent, with Touch of Weakness reducing physical damage of an attacker by 35, and it also creates an extra buff protecting you from having your other valuable things dispelled. Devouring Plague is an expensive spell, but it does heal the priest for a decent amount, so while situational, it's still a very useful racial ability. In A tier we have Blood Elf Priests, but this is for Shadow Spec, as they have access to another Silence which can put a lot of pressure on their targets, combined with Fear for crowd control. Their priest racials aren't the best though, since they have Touch of Weakness,
Warlock is
same as
going to be the
Undead,
better
and
play
Consume Magic, where they can dispel a buff on themselves to
while
refund just
leveling
under 500 mana
first.
on a 2-minute cooldown. As a result of this, Trolls bring more to the table for Shadow Spec. In B tier, Draenei
Don't
Priests
have
have
to
an extra
buy
heal over
anything.
time with Blessing of the Naru, which complements their healing potential. They also have Chastise, the same as Dwarves, which is a very useful defensive ability, and Symbol of Hope, which regenerates 999
log
mana
on
for
to
all
that.
party members over 15 seconds, which can help against mana drain teams or when you're running low on mana. In C tier, Human Priests have access to Desperate Prayer, the same as Dwarves, which is useful, and Feedback, which drains mana against attackers. Their use of Perception isn't as useful as other classes, since priests tend to stay out of harm's way rather than chase people down in stealth. Having access to 10% increased spirit can also help in long drawn out games, but even then you'd be looking for opportunities to drink to regenerate mana when possible. Night Elf Priests fall into D tier since their racial abilities don't really make a large impact. Their best one would probably be the ability to Shadow Meld and drink, forcing someone to get close enough to detect you and stop you. Loon's Grace reduces your chance to be hit by 20% for 15 seconds on a 3-minute cooldown, which can be useful against melee classes, but it pales in comparison to other priest racials, and Star Shards is simply just another damage over time effect.
This stuff right here fixed my back pain. Now check this out. I had cancer when I was younger, and I had to...
For Paladins, we have Blood Elves in the S tier. They are able to drain a small amount of mana, as well as use an Area of Effect Silence that they can combo with Hammer of Justice and their teammates' crowd control, making them have some offensive potential in securing kills. In A tier are Dwarf Paladins. Their racials are make them more defensive in nature, being able to
Can I look up old shit? Bro, do you guys not have... Well, whatever, fuck this website. Kinda trolling. Hmm. I think Warlock is the play. It's way less gear dependent. Send him the gold. What else do we want to send him? I think that's it. Alright, let's get up Warlock. I wonder if we'll be able to race change later on. I think we will be able to. What's my stream title? Actually, I don't remember. What's my stream title? Alright, we should be chilling. Man, dude. I don't know why I keep running away from fucking Warlock. I just need to play Warlock. We got urban skinning, right? Okay.
Hail. Goodbye.
What is my herbalism? Herbalism is 94. Where does it want me to go? Oh, we'll get it. Skinning is gonna definitely level up in no time. Alright, so definitely somebody's in the guild. Oh, that's a /G quit on that bad boy. Why did my whole game just crash? What the fuck? What the hell was that? The fuck was that bullshit?
I am an orc of medicine, person. If you have come here to learn, I shall do my best to teach.
I might as well go ahead and get a higher skinning. I'm actually more excited to play this because I really don't like mining. I think herbalism is... I know long run herbalism is going to be better as far as like gold making, but I think it's just going to be easier. I'm trying to have an effortless time. So I think we're going to be chilling. Alright, let's go ahead and hearth. Wait, hold on real quick. Make sure I don't have any available now. Curse of Weakness, Life Tap 2, and Unending Breath. I need to get that... I need to get that macro. I don't remember... The only thing that's going to be annoying about Warlock is backspace.
You know enough to be dangerous, but you still look like you need training to me, adventurer.
Strength.
Damage caused by the target is reduced. We don't care about that. Wreck is the important one, right? First, the target wreck increases melee attack power by 20, but reduces armor by 140 for 2 minutes. First, enemies will not flee. Will ignore fear and horror effects. Alright. We don't care about weakness. Life tap 2, fear 1. Drain life, drain soul. Corruption 2. We want improved life. Where is our leveling guide for this? How do I zoom in? The fuck do I zoom in? Oh. Fucked up. Amplify curse. 5 points into improved drain life. Oh wait, no. 5 points into fail concentration. Oh, I see. Okay. Wait, what? I got something. What the fuck did I just get? This. Oh, classic warlock macros. Never in America that will cast Warlock spell Demon Armor for you. You might not think it's very useful since you have just had this. I'm going to use the highest rank spell. I'm going to replace blah blah blah. Be more useful macro. Macros are only useful if you save time, key presses, action patterns, getting the most. Will use so Hunter's Devour Magic Spell, assuming he is the active summon demon on you. Conditional and it modifies the nature. Don't I have those macros? Oh, hold on. I don't think I do. Alright, that's self. rank spells, cast a high spell, great while leveling. Starts your shoot wand ability and won't cancel the wand. They misbehaved, no idea why. Repair only main. Why would I want that? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. Wait, what is this macro? Where is my wand macro? One button grinding? I don't want that. Drain life without canceling itself. Stone clicking. Self and target buffing. Cast the greater match. Stone stuff. Devour magic on mouse over targeted ally self. I guess I can make that'll work. Alright, this is cool and all, but that is not what I'm looking for. Leveling sequence, run mega destroy, so warlock, one macro. Cast spells directly. Nope, that's not it. I will find this macro because PCBs maybe? No, this is no classic warlock. Off macro. Cast. Up. Macro. Macro help with self-cast buff and pet buff. The target pet command is the problem. There must be something different that you have to type for a pet. So, do I just do... buffs? Tip. Flash cast sequence. Wait, comma, space it?
I need to get closer.
I think I need to do...
What do you need?
Oh, then I can never... I don't know if that's... Okay, hold on. Let's fix that. I don't like that. I could just put it... What other buffs can I give people? Is that pretty much it? Hold on. Hmm. We'll keep it for now. Wait, no, hold on. I gotta... No, it needs to reset. Cast. Let's do... Is that the end? In 10 seconds. It's not working. So I'm doing something wrong. I don't know what it is. Resets once the time on it has run out or the last spell ability was used. Uh, well, no, this macro has not worked, nor. Reset equals combat works. Reset target works. Also, all normal cast sequences work. Means reset the sequence 10 seconds after the macro. Oh. It, so, fuck, man. I'm just gonna do it. So annoying. Wait, why did it just do that? Fuck. Wait, hold on. Alright. Let's get my macros. This is my buff macro. Demon armor. I gotta pee. Alright. This should work. What we can do... Meantime... Alright, let's see if it resets. How do I leave a guild? Oh, I typed in /quit. That's hilarious. That's what made me... I didn't know that that was a thing. That's actually fucking funny.
You haven't lived until you've looked down on the world from the back of a Wind Rider. Yo, where the herbs at, bruh? Am I retarded? Oh, okay. I'm not retarded.
Silverleaf.
The times we live in are as fickle as the shifting winds, adventurer. It is important to remember what is true and lasting in this world, and to preserve that. Everything else is a waste. Your findings are amazing. The seeds I gave you were dried and dead. Whatever rests under these oases can create life from nothing. We must study this more. Your findings are incredible, adventurer. These oases hold properties that must come from an outside source, or perhaps an inside one. I want to know how these fissures are affecting the beasts who drink from the oasis' water. Hunt oasis snapjaws at the lush water and stagnant oases. Bring me their shells so I may examine them.
Alright. We can do all that.
It's too far away. That's still recharging. I don't have a target. I'm out of range. I need a target. I need to get closer. I don't have a target. I need a target. I'm out of range. That spell isn't ready yet. I don't have a target. I need a target. I don't have a target. I need a target. It's too far away. I can't cast that yet.
Fuck you, buddy.
That's still recharging. I don't have a target. target. That spell isn't ready yet. Cast that yet. I don't have a target. I need to get closer. I need a target.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still recharging. I don't have a target.
Oh my god. What was I thinking? Warlock is way less gear dependent while leveling.
It's too far away.
You just gotta keep up with your wands and maybe a staff. Maybe. Like everything's just gonna come naturally. Free mount, fucking...
I need to get closer. I don't have a target. It's too far away. I need a target. I don't have a target. I'm out of range.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
I need a target. I can't cast that yet.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck, I hit the wrong button.
I need to get closer. That spell isn't ready yet. I don't have a target. Still recharging.
Fuck me, dude. Would I here? Oh my god. Oh my god, we leveled. It's insane! Oh my god. Imagine if we were playing hardcore, the hype. The hype.
I can't cast that yet. Still recharging. I don't have a target.
The hype would have been insane, bro. Alright, that was kind of pog.
Ready yet? away. I can't cast that yet. I need a target. I don't have a target.
Logicals.
It's still recharging. It's not ready yet. I need a target.
The body is that of a female orc warrior. It is clear that she died in battle, probably against the Quillboar in the area. You turn the body over and see the marks from blades and spells upon the deceased orc. Her armor all but destroyed, her hair matted to her face. Based on Mancrick's description of her, there is no doubt in your mind that this was his wife. He will be upset by the news, but you are sure he should know the truth. Should...
I don't have a target.
Corruption. Let's see here. Improve life tap. We got that. Whoa. We got herbs all around here. That we need to be grabbing? The fuck's wrong with us? How much are those bad boys going for? Hell yeah, that's what we were talking about. Damn. I was hoping we'd go for more. Dude, on air, they go for like 1 gold per. Sometimes more. Sometimes like 3 gold per. Which is pretty bonkers.
It's still recharging. I need a target. I don't have a target.
For the moment, but I'm about to go to bed soon.
As the wind on the plains, you are always welcome here.
Mm-hmm. Don't need no food or water, baby. Fucking love it, dude.
I have just
Fucking love it. We're done with linen cloth, right? Pretty sure we are.
Ancestors watch over you.
Let's send this over to the mage.
That spell isn't ready yet. Though the crossroads seems to be the center of activity in the Barrens, I prefer the quietude of Camp Tarajo. Where shall I send you?
Ripping ass.
Hexlad is the most advanced cookware on the planet.
Well, I am the most average cook on the planet. I'm gonna challenge Gordon Ramsay's claims with my new Hexclad 12-piece set from the comfort of my own home.
Hexlad's non-stick is easy to clean. The food just slides right off.
Official non-stick test. I want to see this slide like it does in the ads. See if I can do the flippity-poo. Holy
Hexlad's hybrid design features stainless steel ridges to give you that perfect sear you're craving for.
Go off, Gordy! Look at that sear!
Aha! So the raptors did hide the silver at their lair. It's hard to believe these beasts would have the desire for silver.
Hey guys, I'm back with another
Perhaps
video.
The stories
I
of
wanted
their
to talk to you guys
intelligence
about
are not
dual
as
leveling.
far
There's
from
been
the
a
mark
lot
as
of
I
people
thought.
either in my
Thank you,
stream or
adventurer.
in the YouTube comments
Take
asking
this
about
as a
dual
reward
leveling
for your
and if it's
services,
viable
and
or
know
not
that
in
the
the open
guards of the
world, whether you're
crossroads owe their
questing or
next month's
potentially
pay
doing
to
dungeons
you.
with people. Now the
So
short
you've
answer
been to
is
the nests
yes,
and placed the
but the
feathers
long
of your
answer is that
prey
it can be
within them.
very, very
That took a fair
situational. So I
portion
did
of
want to go over
courage,
those
no doubt
instances.
about it.
So make sure you watch
Do you
this whole
feel a
video
little
as I go
tougher,
over those things and
adventurer?
any other information you
Because
would
you look
possibly
tougher
need
now than
when it comes
when
to
you
dual
first
leveling.
came
This
here.
video
I
can
guess
be
the
used for new
Barrens is
players
doing its job.
or just a refreshment.
I understand.
It's just
Thank you,
basic
adventurer.
information that you'll need. Again, this video can be used for Horde players, it can be used for Alliance players, as well as hardcore or non-hardcore players. I'm currently doing the Warrior Challenge myself, where I have no chest piece, I'm leveling dual wield only, and I'm also using no professions. I haven't died yet, I'm level 49, and you guys can see my journey on Twitch right above me. Now, if you watch most of my Warrior videos, I'm really keen on two-handed leveling, especially two-handed arms build leveling. Especially for newer players because
I
it's a lot
misread the
smoother.
title of this
For the
fucking
most part,
video.
it's safer.
May 3rd, 1999. At 6:23 in the afternoon, one of the most infamous tornadoes of all time touched the ground. This tornado tore a 38-mile path through the communities of Bridge Creek and Moore, Oklahoma. Areas subject to the extreme winds of the tornado were transformed beyond recognition. The top layer of soil and grass was stripped from the ground. Entire buildings were not only destroyed, they were shredded to pieces and swept away, leaving only concrete foundations. And on top of that, mobile Doppler radar scanning the tornado found something extraordinary. This tornado contained winds as high as 321 miles per hour, the fastest winds ever measured on Earth. While this tornado has an extremely compelling case as the strongest tornado in history, this topic deserves a bit more nuanced research. For one, most tornadoes have not been measured by Doppler radar, so this tornado is in a relatively small group of tornadoes. On top of that, the damage produced by this tornado, while extreme, is not the worst tornado damage ever documented. That feat was done by another, perhaps even more infamous tornado, the 1997 Gerald, Texas tornado. On May 27th, 1997, at 3:40 in the afternoon, a rather unassuming tornado formed along Interstate 35 in central Texas. This skinny tornado traveled southwest, consistently gaining strength as it progressed towards the small town of Gerald, Texas. The once small tornado was now a massive beast, and instead of moving to the southwest, the tornado stalled over the small community of Double Creek Estates. Soon after, the tornado
We have our
dissipated
duties,
to the west.
adventurer.
The damage
Duties to
left
the
by the
Horde.
tornado over the Double
Nicely
Creek estates
done.
can
I'm
only
sure
be
you've struck
described as
fear into the
apocalyptic.
surviving
Absolutely
centaurs,
nothing
adventurer.
was
If
left.
they have
There was
sense,
no
they'll
debris
now
from the
calm
homes.
themselves and
Furthermore,
stop their
the top layer of soil had
But I
been
don't
scraped
think
off
they
the ground,
will,
leaving
and
a
that is
muddy, dreadful
unfortunate.
landscape. The only
Unfortunate
people
for
who had
them.
survived this tornado had
Very
taken
good.
cover in
You
an
must have
underground
really
tornado
stirred up those
shelter.
centaurs.
All others who
Our
were not
guards
below
spotted
ground had
activity down
sadly
near the
passed.
stagnant
The
oasis,
damage that
which was
occurred at the
probably
Double Creek
you.
estates
You
is
should be
widely
proud of your
considered.
deed, adventurer. There is much bravery in you. Hezrel Bloodmark is the leader of the Kolkar centaurs in the Barrens. He is fierce, brutal, and cunning. Defeating him would disrupt and fracture the Kolkars, greatly reducing their threat to us. So kill him. As with Barak and Verog, bring me Hezrel's head. He leads his people from the Lushwater Oasis to the south.
after the worst tornado damage ever documented, making it an even better candidate as the strongest tornado in history, right? It's once again not that straightforward. The tornado was nearly stationary over the area it created its worst damage. The extremely long exposure explains the missing debris. Also, Central Texas had experienced above average rainfall in the weeks prior, so the ground was likely extremely muddy even before the tornado hit. These factors put doubts to this tornado's claim as the strongest tornado in history. So if Gerald or Bridge Creek are not the strongest, which other tornadoes are potentially even stronger? Before I answer that question, I want to tell you about Raycon, the sponsor for this video. I've had my Raycon earbuds for the past few months, and I use them all the time, so I figured I'd show you an average day in my life. After making breakfast, I go to the gym, and of course, I'm bringing my earbuds with me, because going to the gym without earbuds, it just feels wrong. And the Raycon earbuds are genuinely the best earbuds I have ever owned. Today was back day, which is by far my favorite day in the gym. Even though it's really hard to say what the strongest tornado in history is, I know for sure I am the strongest tornado creator on YouTube. After getting a lift in, I like to go shoot hoops, and the Raycon earbuds are perfect because they stay connected to my phone at such a long distance. Money, and I still like to walk around my neighborhood every day, usually listening to a podcast or some music. And if you look at the leaves on the trees and the snow on the ground, we're quickly closing in on winter, which means even more discounts at Raycon because of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. To support my channel and get the best deal possible, go to buyraycon.com/highriskchris to get up to 30% off your earbuds. You will not regret this purchase.
If you are thinking about getting a Matsato for a loved one, now is the time. I heard the company is running a sale for the next few days. It's the Japanese chef's knife that's winning thousands of reviews from top chefs around the world. Yes, slicing through tough ingredients with ease and having a single knife that handles everything from fish to meat makes a big difference. But why should your kitchen knife be dull or overpriced when a modern, affordable, and professionally crafted knife is changing the game right now? Introducing Matsato, the Japanese chef's knife that combines centuries-old sword-making tradition with cutting-edge technology. It's perfect for any task, from slicing tomatoes to deboning fish, and it stays razor-sharp for years. Top chefs and home cooks.
While digging deep into this topic, I found something interesting. Ted Fujita, the creator of the tornado rating scale, had considered rating 3 tornadoes F6 because the damage from these tornadoes was even more extreme than the damage described by the F5 rating. These 3 tornadoes are the 1970 Lubbock, Texas tornado, 1974 Xenia, Ohio tornado, and 1977 Birmingham tornado. An F6 rating meant that these tornadoes potentially had winds above 320 miles per hour, which seems unimaginable, but this was the same number measured in the Bridge Creek tornado, 321 miles per hour. The damage from the 1970 Lubbock tornado was definitely violent, but doesn't seem worthy of the F6 rating, so I'm gonna throw this one out. The other 2 tornadoes, Xenia and Birmingham, are much more interesting. The 1977 Birmingham tornado ravaged the northern suburbs of Birmingham, Alabama, a part of the country that is extremely prone to violent tornadoes. The tornado peaked in strength on this block here, where a dozen different houses were not only destroyed, they were fully swept clean off of their foundations. Trees in the area were also mowed down by the extreme winds of the tornado. This sort of damage can only be caused by the absolute strongest winds possible, and to a certain extent, I can understand why Ted Fujita considered rating this tornado F6. Now, the last F6 tornado, the 1974 Xenia tornado, a much more well-known tornado because it occurred during the 1974 super outbreak, impacting a large town in Ohio. Unlike the other 2 F6 tornadoes, the Xenia tornado was recorded on video, which is one of the most famous and analyzed tornado videos ever captured. The Xenia tornado completely leveled and swept homes clean off of their foundations in the Arrowhead subdivision. Ted Fujita described the damage in this area as the worst damage he had ever surveyed. And looking at these photos, I can understand why he said that. However, this occurred 50 years ago, and we have a bit more insight into rating tornadoes now than we did back then. It is believed that the homes slapped in the Arrowhead subdivision were of poor construction quality. Additionally, the rest of the damage inflicted by the tornado is nowhere near as extreme as what occurred here. These issues cast doubt on Fujita's assessment of this tornado's preliminary F6 rating. And if we're being honest, the concept of an F6 tornado has been completely shut down by modern tornado classifications. These ratings were only considered because the Fujita scale was in its infancy in the 70s. Even though Fujita described Xenia as the worst tornado damage he had ever surveyed, I think there were two other tornadoes that were potentially even stronger that happened the same day, the Brandenburg, Kentucky and Guin, Alabama F5s. In Brandenburg, Kentucky, numerous well-built and anchor-bolted homes were swept away, including one home that had part of its basement wall collapse. Windrowing of debris and ground scouring was reported, and vehicles were completely obliterated down to their frames. And in Guin, Alabama, multiple areas of F5 damage occurred, with homes completely swept away, and supposedly some of which had their foundations dislodged. Trees were debarked, and ground scouring was observed. The tornado also left behind a path of destruction through a national forest that was easily seen from space. Given the magnitude of the 1974 super outbreak, these tornadoes were some of the strongest tornadoes in history. But if there's one day that produced even stronger tornadoes, it's the 2011 super outbreak. On April 27, 2011, a record number of tornadoes formed across the southeast, 4 of which achieved the highest possible rating, EF5. The first EF5 from this day formed in Philadelphia, Mississippi. This tornado is most known for the extreme ground scouring it caused, leaving a 2-foot deep trench in certain areas and ripping up a road's pavement.
That's crazy.
The next EF5 that formed was the long track violent tornado that tore through the towns of Phil Campbell and Hackleburg, Alabama, leaving a path of destruction more than 100 miles long, making it the longest track and arguably most dominant tornado on this day. This tornado swept away dozens of homes, a few of which had their foundations damaged. It also peeled the asphalt off of a road and infamously tore the roof off an underground storm shelter. What's incredible about this tornado is that it sustained its EF5 intensity for a majority of the time it was on the ground. But the Phil Campbell tornado had an evil cousin that was potentially even stronger, the Smithville EF5. The Smithville tornado quickly formed southwest of town, and as it entered town, it left a deep trench in the ground. The fairly compact tornado continued through town at a blistering speed of 60 miles per hour, completely wiping out every structure it came into contact with, leaving only bare foundations. The last building struck in town was a funeral home made of bricks, and it was pulverized to the point where the bricks were turned into dust. But it wasn't just the damage to homes that was incredible. A truck had been tossed so violently through the air that it left a large dent in the town's water tower. Additionally, underground plumbing was pulled out of the ground due to the tornado's extremely low pressure. The last EF5 on this historic day formed a few hours later in northeast Alabama, tracking through the towns of Fife and Rainsville. Like many other tornadoes on this day, this tornado was extremely violent, partially disturbing the ground and completely wiping out countless homes. But perhaps the most impressive feat of strength was when the tornado partially dislodged an underground storm shelter. The tornadoes that occurred on April 27, 2011 are without a doubt some of the strongest tornadoes ever documented, because not only were they moving at extremely high speeds, they were also producing some of the most intense tornado damage ever documented. Less than a month later, another powerful tornado formed in southwest Missouri.
Could we add a jelly donut?
Yeah. Can we add an old-fashioned?
Can we have vanilla cream?
Can we have chocolate sprinkles?
Can we have vanilla sprinkles?
Can we have strawberry
Can
sprinkles?
we have fruit powder?
Can we have,
and blueberry
blueberry
glaze.
glaze?
And Boston cream. Is that 12?
When your alarm goes off,
That's when we come alive.
We're on with what's new this morning. What's happening now?
And what's next for you?
Breaking news you need to know now. The latest forecast for you
And your family, so you're all ready for the day.
Get what's new now. And next, starting at 4, 5, and 6.
And right here at 7A.
Because we're on all morning long.
Tragically, this large and violent tornado tracked directly through the town of Joplin, Missouri, turning a large percentage of the once peaceful town into complete chaos. The Joplin tornado displayed its extreme strength by destroying every single home it touched, wiping multi-story apartment buildings and turning large warehouses like the Home Depot into shreds of metal. The Joplin EF5 was the deadliest tornado in American history since the early 1900s, killing 158. 2011 was an extreme year for tornadoes because 2 days later, another EF5 tornado touched the earth. The tornado formed near the town of El Reno, Oklahoma, and traveled northeast at around 35 miles per hour. The tornado peaked in strength just after crossing I-40 when it struck the Cactus 117 oil rig, and in an extreme feat of strength, the 2 million pound rig was toppled. This tornado was also one of the few tornadoes to be scanned by mobile Doppler radar. and Doppler radar showed this tornado contained winds up to 295 miles per hour. As the tornado tore across the rural parts of Oklahoma, it left a wake of destruction, wiping homes clean off their foundations, tilling up the top layer of soil, and debarking trees. Also, the scar from this tornado can be clearly seen from space. The El Reno EF5 is unquestionably one of the strongest tornadoes in history. The next EF5 occurred 2 years later and only 25 miles away in Moore, Oklahoma, the part of the country that seems doomed to the strongest tornadoes. Basically, it was May 3rd all over again.
But we're going to say it right now. This is May 3rd all over again.
The 2013 tornado tore a similar path through the southern suburb of Oklahoma City, demolishing every single building, leaving a visible scar in its wake. After the tornado, the National Weather Service produced one of the most detailed tornado surveys ever, and at 3 different spots, they found EF5 level damage. These 3 homes were fully swept off of their foundations. A leading theory as to why this damage is so much worse is because the tornado had looped here. I also want to point out this damage here near the Orr family farm, where multiple buildings were fully swept, with ground scouring nearby. 2 weeks later, the Oklahoma City area was hit by another massive, violent tornado, the 2013 El Reno tornado. The El Reno tornado followed an extremely erratic path, eventually swelling to over 2.6 miles wide, making it the widest tornado on record. It was also sampled by Doppler radar, which showed a wind speed of 313 miles per hour. This wind speed measurement pushed the National Weather Service to rate the tornado EF5. However, the damage found at the ground really wasn't that extreme, so the EF5 rating was taken away. If we're going to compare the strength of infamous Oklahoma tornadoes, it's clear to me that the 1999 Bridge Creek, 2011 El Reno Piedmont, and 2013 Moore tornadoes were the strongest to strike the Oklahoma City area. And between these 3, 1999 Bridge Creek and 2011 El Reno Piedmont seem to be a tier above the 2013 Moore EF5. I feel like I've only focused on modern tornadoes, but there is one tornado that is historically known for its extreme strength. The 1896 Sherman, Texas F5. The most notable evidence of its strength was the way it twisted and mangled an iron bridge, supposedly leaving it into unusable scrap metal, an impressive feat for a tornado. Unfortunately, there aren't any high-quality photos from this event, making it difficult to fully analyze these claims. Other tornadoes have thrown bridges, like the Woodward F5 and Tuscaloosa tornado. However, these tornadoes never turned the bridges into useless scrap metal, so maybe the Sherman tornado really was exceptionally strong. On March 18, 1925, a tornado formed in southeast Missouri, tracked all the way across Illinois into Indiana. This tornado was on the ground for over 200 miles and was moving at over 70 miles per hour. The tornado leveled entire towns, peaking at around 1 mile wide. There's some debate as to whether this was a single tornado or a series of tornadoes from a tornado family, but I won't speculate. What's certain is that this tornado directly impacted several towns and tragically claimed 695 lives. There are many photographs documenting its devastation, and it's clear this tornado harbored immense power and deserves to be in the conversation as one of the strongest tornadoes in history. About 100 years later, an eerily similar tornado would form. On the night of December 10th, 2021, a supercell put down a tornado in Arkansas. After tracking over 80 miles, the tornado lifted. The storm quickly put down another tornado that would track for over 160 miles, making it one of the longest track tornadoes in history. The Mayfield tornado produced some of the worst tornado damage in recent times, especially near the town of Bremen, where it wiped multiple homes off their foundations and scoured the ground. I consider the Mayfield tornado the strongest tornado since the 2013 Moore EF5. However, if there's one other stronger tornado since Moore, it's the Bologna EF4. At multiple points along this tornado's path, it not only destroyed, but completely shattered and wiped homes off of their foundations. I don't want to get into the strange comments made by the NWS about why this tornado didn't get the EF5 rating, like how homes shouldn't rate tornadoes and single points of failure. The point is, this tornado was immensely strong and produced some of the worst tornado damage ever documented. Another tornado worth mentioning is the tornado that tracked through Greenfield, Iowa. Tornado my buddy and I were actually chasing. While the tornado went through town, mobile Doppler radar was scanning the tornado, and they found the tornado had up to 318 mile-per-hour winds, putting the Greenfield tornado in the conversation as one of the strongest tornadoes in history. To really understand this measurement, you have to compare it to other wind speed measurements. At an average speed of 314 miles per hour, the Greenfield measurement surpasses even the 1999 Bridge Creek tornado's record. While this is an amazing feat, the damage that occurred in Greenfield at the time of the measurement is nowhere near as bad as some of the other tornadoes I've mentioned in this video, which leads me to believe that some of the tornadoes that were never measured by Doppler radar, like those from the 2011 super outbreak, were probably much stronger than Greenfield and Bridge Creek.
Holy shit.
On May 25th, 2008, an extremely powerful EF5 tornado decimated the south side of Parkersburg, Iowa, wiping clean every single building it came into contact with. The most impressive feat of damage was when this tornado cracked concrete foundations, which is only seen in the absolute highest caliber tornadoes. So far, I've mentioned every EF5 except for one. Do you know which one it is? On May 4th, 2007, a monster wedge tornado went through the town of Greensburg, Kansas. The wide, powerful tornado destroyed almost every single building in town. And while the damage in Greensburg is extremely impressive, the tornado actually appeared to peak in strength just south of town, where it left deep scours in the earth. On June 8, 1995, a violent tornado impacted the town of Pampa, Texas. This type of tornado is commonly called a drill bit tornado because of its tight core and violent winds. Tornado historian Thomas Grzulius said in his book, if there was ever a video of an F6 tornado, it was the Pampa, Texas tornado of 1995. Thomas's opinion holds a lot of weight because there really isn't anyone more knowledgeable on tornado history than him. But the craziest thing is, Pampa might not have even been the strongest tornado on this day. To the southeast, two other violent tornadoes formed, and these tornadoes visually looked much more impressive. Also, the Kellerville tornado peeled asphalt off of a road, which is something only the highest end tornadoes are capable of doing. This tornado was likely much stronger, it just never directly impacted any towns. Now we're going way back for this next one. On June 12, 1899, a large and violent tornado tore into the southwest corner of New Richmond, Wisconsin. Several of the town's residents recalled hearing a faint rumble in the distance, which many mistook for the sound of a passing train. The tornado turned the business district into a pile of rubble. Multi-story brick buildings were ground down to the surface. Trees were completely debarked. Nothing was left standing. The tornado also tore an iron frame bridge from its supports. In total, 117 people were killed by this beast, making it the third deadliest tornado at the time, and is currently the 9th deadliest
Man, I
tornado
really want to do
in
this
American
quest,
history.
but I don't fucking know if
A
I
large
can.
number of tornadoes happen in open fields and don't hit any structures. But even when tornadoes don't hit any structures, they still leave evidence of their immense power. One of the best examples of this is the 1990 Bakersfield Valley tornado. It shifted 3 massive oil tanks more than a mile, each weighing 180,000 pounds. Incredibly, one of these tanks rolled 600 meters up a steep incline. That same year, an extremely photogenic supercell and tornado formed in western Nebraska. This tornado only came into contact with a few buildings, but when it did, they were completely eviscerated. A home was turned into a pile of twigs, and the ground was deeply scoured, and vehicles were shredded into tiny pieces. This is genuinely some of the worst vehicle damage ever documented. Another example of impressive damage occurred with the Harper, Kansas F4. Even though this tornado was on the ground for less than half a mile, it left extreme damage, scouring the earth and crumpling vehicles. That same year, the Marion, North Dakota F4 left the second widest swath of ground scouring ever documented, right behind the Gerald, Texas tornado. This tornado scar could also be seen in satellite imagery. While there are countless more tornadoes I could cover in this video, I went over the tornadoes that stand out in terms of raw strength. But I still haven't answered the question, what is the strongest tornado in history? To answer this nearly impossible question, what I did was lined up all the tornadoes from this video and took note of any extreme feats of damage. I then made a chart to tick off what each tornado had done, and in general, the stronger tornadoes had done more impressive feats of damage. This is the chart, and I am so sorry that your eyes have to look at this. This is way too much information to put in one frame on a YouTube video. All you tornado nerds, if you really want to take a screenshot, do it right now. And then I tallied up the different points to see which tornadoes had the most impressive feats of damage, which in theory would correlate with whichever tornado is the strongest. But these results are not the end-all be-all. There's definitely a recency bias since more modern tornadoes have better documentation. So I took that into account, and I made my top 10 strongest tornadoes list. At number 10 is the 1977 Birmingham F5. This tornado was given a preliminary rating of F6, so I think Ted Fujita would agree with me. Also, this tornado swept multiple homes in an extremely violent fashion. At number 9 is the 2013 Moore EF5. Even though the EF5 damage from this tornado was relatively confined, that has more to do with modern tornado surveys. This tornado was absolutely one of the strongest EF5 tornadoes. At number 8 is the 1896 Sherman F5. This tornado famously tossed a steel bridge and shredded it to pieces, while also killing over 70 people. This tornado was definitely violent. Number 7 is the 1974 Gwin F5. This tornado was, in my opinion, the strongest tornado during the 1974 super outbreak. It cracked concrete foundations, and it left an extremely visible tornado scar. At number 6 is the 1997 Gerald F5. While many consider this the strongest tornado ever, I have issues with that because it moved so slowly. However, it still contained extremely violent winds because it peeled asphalt and scraped the top layer of soil. At number 5 is the 1999 Bridge Creek F5. While this tornado had measured winds of 321 miles per hour, radar measurements aren't everything. However, the damage left by this tornado was impressive enough to put it in the top 5.
Oh.
At number 4 is the
Oh my
1925
God.
Tri-State Tornado. This tornado holds many records. It's the deadliest tornado in American history, as well as the longest track. And while it was on the ground, it left extreme damage.
Fucking
However,
insane.
these next tornadoes left even more extreme damage. At number 3 is the 2011 Phil Campbell EF5. This tornado was the longest track and arguably most dominant tornado during the 2011
So not worth,
super
but
outbreak. It also checked off almost every single box.
The fact that I can do that.
Peeling asphalt off the ground, damaging concrete foundations, while also lifting the roof off an underground storm shelter. At number 2 is the 2011 El Reno EF5. This tornado is unquestionably one of the most violent tornadoes in history. It lifted a 2 million pound oil rig, flattened every home it came into contact with, and shredded all vegetation at the ground. Also, the scar left by this tornado was extremely visible. At number 1, what I consider to be the strongest tornado in history, containing the fastest winds on Earth, is the 2011 Smithville EF5. This tornado dug trenches in the ground, and as it went through the town of Smithville, it left such severe damage, it almost looked like a giant dagger was cutting through town, and it was doing all of this while moving at over 60 miles per hour. It also threw a vehicle so violently, it dented the town's water tower, which has never happened as far as I'm aware. This tornado was also probably in the most extreme tornado environment ever documented. The storm's photograph is literally off the charts. It's kind of hard to explain, but trust me, this is insane. And I know I'm gonna get some backlash for calling Smithville the strongest tornado ever, especially from all you Oklahoma people. But this tornado has by far the most evidence to support its claim as the strongest tornado in history. I think it's kind of eerie that the fastest winds on Earth happen in random places like Mississippi, Alabama, or Oklahoma.
Simon says, upgrade. Again.
What's new?
Who cares?
All right, we need to go to bed, but I'm hungry. Mage Royal, we wanna loot that. No, you motherfucker. Piece of shit. Girl power.
I need a target. I'm out of range.
Slayers.
I don't have a target. I can't attack that target. That's still recharging. I need a target. I need to get closer. It's too far away. That spell isn't ready yet. I don't have a target. I can't cast that yet. I need a target. I'm out of range. That's still recharging. I don't have a target. That spell isn't ready yet. I need to get closer. I can't cast that yet. I need a target. That's still recharging. It's too far away. I don't have a target. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. I need a target. I need to get closer. I don't have a target. I'm out of range. That spell isn't ready yet. I need a target. It's too far away. I can't cast that yet. I don't have a target. I need a target. I'm out of range. That's still recharging. I don't have a target. That spell isn't ready yet. I need a target. I need to get closer. I can't cast that yet. I don't have a target. It's too far away. That's still recharging. I need a target. I need to get closer. I don't have a target. I'm out of range. That spell isn't ready yet. I need a target. Well met. Farewell.
Although we call this land the Barrens, to one who knows where to look, this place teems with life. Greetings, young one. You are here to walk the hunter's path? Very good. Let us begin.
Oh, fuck me. I don't know if there's a warlock trainer in there.
Is the fiercest sun-scale raptor of the Barrens. He does not hunt for sport, nor for food. He hunts because hunting is his passion. He kills because it is his nature to kill. And you will learn of his nature, adventurer, for your path now follows the taloned tracks of Ishamuhale. Begin the hunt. Slay his favorite prey, a Gevra.